Good evening, guys. Good evening. It's 17:53 at the moment. We want to start at 6 p.m. sharp. I do have a bit of an itch thinking that there might be a couple of people coming through around between 6 and 5 past 6. So there will be a grace period of 5 minutes just to allow some of the guys just to come on, because we know there's a lot of guys that come from work, and so they are trying their best to get to us. So we're going to give it another 5 minutes, and then we'll be starting. So that will be at 18:05. Please be prepared. 18:05, we'll start our Let's Trade webinar. All right, everybody, it's 18:01. I mean, we got about 4 minutes left. We're going to start, but I'm loving, us just having a general chat here. If you guys can see me, that would also be wonderful. Can you see me? I hope you can. I'm just waiting for Uncle Richie. I saw Uncle Richie's face. Shira, I just saw Richie right there. I caught him in the act. I caught Laik in the act. Good evening, everybody. We got about 3 minutes left. Then we're gonna get started. It's great to see everybody. Thank you for coming, to the Let's Trade webinar. We obviously want to make it worth your while and add value to everybody. And like I've been mentioning to Evan now, and I saw the Renee as well working and can't make it. So yes, to confirm, we do stream it live, Facebook. You can find it under our groups. Templeton, good evening, good evening. Evan's giving me something there. That's all people. All right, Rainier. All right, so I'm going to go through my list, you guys. You know, it's a custom. I like going through the list just to acknowledge everybody. Those that have not joined me before, that's here for the first time with me in a session. Good evening. My name is Ashley Reeve. It's good to be with you. I'm going to go through my list. I'm from the trading support department, and I'll give you a brief synopsis there on my role, and then we're going to get into it. All right. I want to be very practical tonight. So we're going to get into it. All right. So Alina, good evening. If I do not pronounce 100%, please forgive me. Have a bit of grace there for me. All right. We also have Amo Khaleng. Anda is there. Andre, there's Ari. I got quite a few trading community members here. So that's fantastic. Asaya is here. Blackfist is there. There's Bram. I spoke to Bram now. There's Chuck. Always a pleasure there. Clive. Let's see who else is on here. All right. Dwayne's there. Evan, Mr. Rabia, JC, Van der Veer, Kamohelo. I have Carden, I have Hotso, Kutala, there's Uncle Richie, Lebogang, Lesejo, Letlofonolo, Lloyd, Megan Locke, Mongezi, Kolisi, Dux, Nolitando, Phineas, Pisano, Ready Tupa. There's Rainier. We got about 1 minute left. All right. Rulani, Sammy, Schiff, Sina, Tate, and Templeton, Tato, Tiamo. All right. So we're about 49. Let's see what's going to happen. We might just bump it up to 60, 70. We're going to have to wait and see. All right. But guys, it's such a pleasure to be here. All right. I think Hotso is also hoeing something there. All right. All right, guys. So I don't know, guys. I give the guys 14 seconds in the trading room, for responses. For those of you that have joined me in the trading room, you'll know I give about 14 seconds for everybody to respond. And then I do push forward and ahead. But I think tonight I'm going to give it 15 seconds. And I know Laik is going to bring it up in the trading room. He's going to say something to me. He's going to, so I'm just going to, break the barrier. Check. I told you. Look there already. I told you. So 15 seconds. All right. Are you guys ready to get going, guys? Are you guys ready to get going? Are you guys ready to get going? So all the guys that have joined me here for the first time, Ashley Reeve, I'm from Trading Support, as I've mentioned. I'm going on +7 years now in trading, everybody. What's very important about this Let's Trade webinar, we're trying to connect with our clients, not only in our classes or in the trading room, but we're trying to find other ways to connect as well. Just a brief summary there. Started in 2018 with SMC. 2021, I moved over to Quick Trade after passing regulatory examinations to be a rep on the rep register with the FSCA to comply. And that's the duty that I serve now in Quick Trade, in trading support, assisting clients, giving them advice under supervisory status as per the fit and proper requirements. So I'm also facilitator of the trading room, and there's many of the guys in here that join me, and they will also tell you that I've mentioned quite a few things to them with our time together, and I actually want to, just as part of the synopsis and a quick intro there, say that, guys, over the years, I've moved away from being profit hungry to being analysis hungry, if I can put it that way. So it's not so much only about the profits follow the great analysis. All right. I am going to ask also that Ritupa, please, this is my screen, so please leave my screen alone. You have your screen. All right. I always tell the guys in the trading room. All right. So we have to move from a place of only chasing profits to understanding and being competent. All right, everybody. So different people focus on different things, different aspects of trading. But when it comes to really making this a business or turning it into a business, one needs to move away from only wanting the profits to understanding and being competent in what you do. All right. And as I speak to you guys, there are other guys that are joining. So I'm affording them the opportunity. Like I mentioned, I think we're going to hit the 70 mark. But I'm really ready to go with our Let's Trade webinar. I did see Evan say, let's go. I'm seeing the guys respond there. Let's go. Let's go. All right. So we're going to move, guys. This is the Let's Trade webinar Nasdaq. But what's going to be important for you guys is also to understand the following. And remember that QuickTrade is a licensed financial service provider, guys, and a licensed over-the-counter derivatives provider. And as I mentioned in the beginning of my synopsis or my summary there, that I'm a registered rep under supervision and authorizes me to offer a couple of recommendations. But also I have to make sure that you guys know that risk and reward and the execution of trades will remain your responsibility. That's a very important point there. All right. What's also going to be key here, guys, is for you to know that what I'll be chatting about tonight is not only relevant to the Nasdaq. All right. I hope everybody can hear me. I hope everybody can see me clearly. We got to, make sure that technology is working 100%. So I see I did dip for a split second or second or so. Just let me know if you can hear me. Just let me know if you can see me. All right, loud and clear with your shirt and tie. Thank you, Evan. Thank you, Evan. All right, beautiful. There's more guys joining, guys. I told you we're going over the 60. I think we're really going to, hit that 70. We're going to see if that's our resistance. We'll have to see. All right. So, guys, what I'll be speaking to you about tonight is not only relevant to the Nasdaq. All right, everybody. It's relevant to any security that you will be trading, but I'm going to use the Nasdaq as an example, obviously, so that I can actually show you guys that this is more than just trying to find an entry. And the guys in the trading room, they know it's more than just finding entries here. There's an art to this as well. There is a passion for looking at your analysis, pretty much like your work, whether you're working in IT, whether you're working in HR, it doesn't matter. There is a passion for this. And so we want to try and convey what that passion is like when you analyze them. All right. So just a couple of points on the Nasdaq as we get going, guys. Remember, all of this you can find on the net as well, guys. And when you do join me in the trading room, I'll always be a bastion for research. I'll always make sure that I tell the guys that you must become an independent trader where you are researching on your own and not expecting someone to always give you all the answers. That's the whole thing about turning this into a business. All right. You got to be a researcher. You got to put the work in. So just a couple of notes on the Nasdaq. Remember, indices. All right, everybody, very volatile indice, one of three major indices in the US. It does measure the performance of the economy in terms of the stock market. So there is the Nasdaq, which is the larger security, but then you get the Nasdaq 100, which we offer, which is a smaller narrative to the Nasdaq. Are we together? And so it's very volatile. It does do about between 350 to 380 points or pips per day. With fundamentals, it can extend 400-500 pips easily. Therefore, if you are trading the Nasdaq, you have to have a very nice, healthy balance. You cannot be trading the Nasdaq with 250 Rand or 300 Rand if you're really into trading. I do know that many people that are trading the Nasdaq with 300 Rand, if you're using the 1 to 500 spread account, all right, you're going to get into big trouble. All right, everybody, if there's fundamentals that moves against you, you're going to get into big trouble. All right, so if you're going to trade a volatile security like the Nasdaq or the Dow Jones, or you're going to trade the S&P 500, or you're going to trade commodities like gold, all right, All right, you got to have a nice healthy balance. But just a couple of points here. All right, it's when you look at the Nasdaq and you break it down, it's 100 of the largest non-financial stocks from the Nasdaq. These stocks are from sectors like consumer staples, energy, finance, healthcare, and high-tech stocks. It's you'll find Apple, Microsoft, etc. All these guys are there. All right, so you can go and do further studies fundamentally into the Nasdaq, and that's going to help you trade it because there's a lot of correlating factors. And the guys who Laik, Shearer, Chuck, they know. We chat about this on a daily basis. They know when we're trading indices, we are correlating. It's not about just, sidelining the Nasdaq and saying we're just trading this. There's other factors in place, all right? And factors is inclusive of the following. Let me give it to you here. Don't worry, this is just a couple of notes, and we're going to get into the charts, all right? So what affects the Nasdaq, all right, or the NAS 100, performance of the U.S. economy and the industries within the U.S. economy? Guys, there's apps that you can download to look at the different sectors within the Nasdaq, in the S&P, all right, in the Dow Jones. It allows you to understand it in more detail, all right? Technical factors such as monetary policy, economic data releases, and commodity prices also affect the NAS 100. This is going to be key for you as well. Fundamentally, you know what's been happening with inflation around the world. It's been extremely high. So the guys have been putting rates into the interest rates, hiked it up 75 basis points here, 50 basis points there, etc. We know the US is having their Fed decision on Wednesday this week, guys, 75 basis points. Are we together? And then after that, there seems to be another hike coming in September. We're going to have to check it out to see how that affects. But generally, when there's an interest rate hike, you'll find currency strengthens, all right? And then there's correlating factors like your commodities go down. So you'll find when the dollar goes up, you'll find gold will come down, all right? Because they have a negative correlation with each other. And these are the factors that you also need to take into consideration when you're trading indices as volatile as the NASI, all right? You'll find that gold is going down, the NASI is going down, as well as S&P and the Dow, but then the US dollar is actually moving up, all right? So this is just a few points for you to know about the Nasdaq. Obviously, on the chart, that is where we want to see all of this come together. All right. Is everybody clear so far with the intro, brief summary there? I'm going to give you 15 seconds, Laik. Let's see what the guys are saying. All right. 15 seconds, guys. My 15 seconds goes very fast. And I just saw Scotty on here. Scotty, it's been some time. Where is Scott? I haven't seen Scott in a long time. Yes, man, it's good to see you, man. All right. All right. Enrico, fantastic, beautiful. All right. So let's move on, guys. I want to give you two scenarios here. Two scenarios, and then we are going to push onto the charts. I really hope the Nasdaq has not moved. I was really hoping that when we do come on, because the NASI starts to move around, well, between 6 p.m. and about 8 p.m., you find there is a lot of movement. So let's see if we can catch it as a trade. We're going to catch it. But let's quickly deal with these two scenarios. The first scenario, all right, everybody, that I really want you to understand, and please write this down. Anda, guys, I want you to write this down. I want you to write this down. All right, Bongani, Tiamo, Phineas, write these things down. All right. You get different people that are going to trade in different places in the market, all right? So let's say you're taking a trade, a long trade, ladies and gentlemen, look at this. You're taking a long trade, price is moving. Can you guys see this? Here's price. Are we together? Then price finally gets to this area here. Now, there are people that are going to trade it from there to that take profit. There's guys that already got into it here, taking it up to where price is now. And they're trading that on different time frames, all right? Then you find once prices hit this specific area here in the center, over here, there's guys that are waiting for the breakout. So they wait for the breakout so that they can take their position up to the take profit there, all right? But now what you need to understand about what I'm showing you is that there's phases that happen here. Laik, Shearer, Chuck, these guys, they know about these phases. All the guys that have been with me before, all right, in the trading room. Who can tell me what those phases are real quickly? Real quickly. I need you to type like Speedy Gonzalez, all right? What are those phases there that I'm always chatting to you about? Accumulation, breakout, and movement. Yes, spot on there. So look at this. Movement phase is when price is moving up, all right? Then you find there's accumulation. What happens in accumulation? Price is moving sideways. Now, there are buyers that are going to come in at the accumulation phase. Hear me today. They're going to come in here. There's guys that already caught this here. Are we together? So as they are moving, they're putting the contracts in, and then there's guys that are going to wait for the breakout. A breakout is simply just what? Price getting out of the accumulation area right there. And you'll find that guys are going to trade there, they're going to trade here, they're going to trade there, and then they're going to take the price up to where the center is here. Is everybody clear with this so far, guys? Is everybody clear with this so far here? Enda, you clear there? Guys, these are critical things. Why? Because this is price behavior. All right. Now, guys, what's very important about trading, everybody's looking for the quick fix strategy, the quick method, the quick approach. All right. Let me please tell you this, guys, you're going to be searching forever. All right. You'll be searching forever. What you need to do, you need to understand market behavior so that you can create your approach that is in time with your schedule. Because under schedule is not the same as Laik's. Laik's schedule is not the same as Shearer's. Shearer's schedule is not the same as Chuck's, and neither is it is it the same as Scott's. Are we together? It's going to differ. So where you get in is going to be dependent on your schedule. All right, everybody. And I'm going to get to that now. So people are going to trade at different places. So once it has broken out, so let me show you the breakout here. Price breaks out. Guess what? There's more guys that are coming in here. They're coming in here. They're coming in here. Price retraces. Guess what? Some guys are coming in here again now. And they're taking price where? To the take profit. Is everybody clear? We've hit that 70 resistance, guys. We're going to see if we can hit that 80. We're going to see. All right. Is everybody clear so far with this? That's the bullish side. All right. The bearish side is going to work the same. I'm not going to go into the detail that I showed with the long because I want to get into the charts. All right. It's the same concept. People are going to trade at different places. They're going to find people are trading here. There's the shorts. Are we together? Then price moves down under. Guys get to where price is there now. They're also getting in here. People are waiting then for what? The breakout. Once the breakout has happened, some guys will wait for what? Retracement. And then what do? They get in. They get in there. But then there's some guys, they already got in here. So there's contracts everywhere. Does that make sense, everyone? And depending on your schedule, that will determine where you are getting in. You will never get the same bidder ask ever. All right? And please write this down. There's no such thing as a perfect entry. Please write that down, guys. There's no such thing as a perfect entry. There cannot be. There cannot be. There cannot be. Otherwise, everybody will be making the same amount of money, or we'll all be making money. Is everybody clear with that, guys? That's just two scenarios there just to show you price behavior. All right. I'm going to go to the charts now. I'm going to use the Nasdaq to explain a little bit more. All right. So here's the Nasdaq, guys. I'm actually happy that it has not moved because here's an opportunity that we could look at getting into the Nasdaq here for a possible short. It's correlating with the gold. All right, everybody. And the dollar index, all right, does seem to be moving and strengthening a little bit today. All right. Obviously, it's an anticipation of that interest rate hike. So it is consolidating, but it is consolidating in a positive manner. All right. The candle is not red. It is blue, green. All right. So it is consolidating positively. And that's an anticipation of that interest rate hike that generally has a stronger currency to come through. And if that happens with the dollar, we see further downside with gold because of that inverse correlation, and stocks then also follow, at least the Nasdaq, the S&P, and the Dow Jones. They actually tie together and correlate with each other in the same direction. Not at the same time, but the same direction. That's a key point there. All right. So if you're ready, I'm ready. I want to show you from the start what I want you to know about price behavior that you can apply in any security, not only the Nasdaq. Not only the Nasdaq, all right? So 15 seconds, and then it's all about the charts here. We're going to see there's some risk and reward, and we can actually get into this trade here and see then what happens, all right, everybody? Obviously, it might not come through immediately today, tomorrow morning, even throughout the day tomorrow, it might move, all right? But we want to try and understand why we're getting into the short. I think that's the most important thing here, all right? So 15 seconds. and then we're going to go. 15 seconds, and then we're going to go. And I'm going to start with a fresh chart. All right, guys, fresh chart, no indicators, nothing. We're going to start with a naked chart. All right, I'm only seeing Chuck, Letrochonolo. Let me see who else. Where's Under? I'm trying to see where's the guys before I continue. It's 6:22. We still have some time, so don't worry. I just want to see the guys that are in here, the guys that are responsive. I told the guys if I was with you face to face, I'd be jumping on tables. All right, so the guys are ready. The guys are ready. Let's go. So first of all, the first thing to note, guys, is that you have more than 9 time frames. All right, you have more than 9 time frames, and I hope, guys, I really hope that you're going to, just write down these things that's going to be critical for price behavior now. All right, you have more than 9 time frames, everybody. There's 21. You can customize that on the MT5. Ash, why would you bring up 21 time frames? I'm trying to give you the full Monty in terms of not only looking at 9 time frames, all right, but looking at the different clusters that's presented to you as a trader. So the first cluster that you must always understand and to look at is the momentum cluster. Please write that down for me. Momentum cluster. The guys that are in the trading room, they know these things because it's all about competency. Please write that down. The guys that have not heard this, not seen it, write it down. It's going to help you. This is the momentum cluster. This is for direction. This is for direction. Now, please make a note. The guys that have no time will normally trade what? The momentum cluster. I'm speaking of Nasdaq now, right, everybody? The guys that don't have time to go onto the charts, they're going to be trading the momentum cluster. Is everybody with me? And what happens many of the times is when they are trading the momentum cluster, they are waiting just for price to move up once they've bought. But this is sometimes what can happen. This is what can happen. There are times when price is where it is now. Are we together? Then they buy here. Let me just get my, hold on for me. Let me just get my arrow here. They'll buy right there. Under, can you see that? At 1, 2, 3, 1, 7. We're only dealing with the momentum cluster now, right? We might get into a trade on one of the other clusters now, but we're dealing with the momentum one first. So they'll buy here. That's one position. All right. Now, guys, I want you please to note something. This is risky if you have a very small balance. Everybody with me? I want to make sure you understand the risks involved. If you are going to do this, which is a lot of guys, they do this. All right, but they don't have time, but they have bigger balances. Let's say you have 250,000 Rand in your account, all right, or you have 500,000 or 60,000, all right, and you're using smaller lot sizes, all right, you'll find you put your first entry there, all right. Now remember, they don't have time to monitor, but they've measured or they've analyzed the overall momentum and they see it's bullish. So they are for buys. They are buying. Does it make sense? So then price comes down. Look at this. Price comes down to there under. And what do? They buy again. Can you see that? They buy again. So there's position number 2. But they're keeping the risk very small. Is everybody with me? Yes, yes. And Scott's right there, guys. Let's behave ourselves. All right. There's number 2. Is everybody clear there? There's number 2. And I want everybody to work with me here tonight. All right. There's number 2. Now remember, once again, guys, they don't have the time, but they have a nice, healthy balance. If you have 1,000 Rand, you're not going to be doing this. You're not going to be doing this. All right. If you have 1,005, you will not be doing this. This is too dangerous. All right. Then look what happens now. Watch very carefully. Price comes down again. Boom. Hits this support there. And guess what they do? Who wants to take a wild guess? Who wants to take a wild guess? What do? Talk to me. They buy again. Absolutely. So there's position number 3 now. Does that make sense? But this is some of the things that you need to remember. All right. This is some of the things that you need to remember. There's guys that will use a 0.01 here. All right. Are we together? Here they're going to increase it to 0.10 there at number 2. Then here they're going to put 1.00. Is everybody clear here? Now, the problem with this is the problem, you know, and I always tell the guys, your body will get hot. Your body will get hot from the crown of your head to the sole of your feet. If price comes down again, now you have, look at this, no jokes. Okay, joke, because sometimes, you know, you have 1, you have 2, you have 3 that is pulling down your entire equity there, especially if you do not have any stop losses. You're going to go into a margin call. Are we together? You guys have seen those videos? The guy deposits and then he puts in 3 standard lots in a split second, 0, nothing in there anymore. Does it make sense? Just one spike, and it's over. That's what can happen here. Does it make sense, everybody? So the guys that are looking to do it from a passive perspective now, they're not doing this. What they are doing is the following. Look at this. There's the 0.01. They're going to put another 0.01. Do you see that? They're going to put another 0.01. Does it make sense, everybody? So they keep on having the equal amount of lot sizes inside there. But remember, guys, what's important, you got to use your risk and reward calculator. You got to use your position size calculator and write down in terms of each position that you've taken. What does that mean for your balance? Is everybody clear there? What is the losses in total for all 3? You've got to calculate that. You don't just go in and put it in. Is everybody clear with that? You don't just go and put it in. Because what is nice about this, should price bounce from here now, and I know you guys will lick your lips. You guys will lick your lips under. If price must come from there and start pushing up like this, the lips will get licked like KFC. Am I right, everybody? The truth is the truth. Let's just be honest here, guys. Human to humans, all right? Human to humans. If that happens, you will be smiling big time. You'll be complimenting Ash, you're the best. Are we together, everybody? But remember now, where are we? Momentum cluster. There's no time there. Is everybody clear there? You're not flexible, you're very busy, etc., and that's it. Is everybody clear with that first cluster? There's other ways to do it. I'm just giving you an example here. We're trading the NASI here. You're waiting. You need a bigger balance there. You need a bigger balance. All right? Everybody clear? All right. So we're going to move on now. We're going to move on, guys. I'm really getting into it now. All right. So I want everybody to see now, because we're going to technically analyze the Nasdaq with more detail in the other clusters. The second cluster that you must pay attention to, you have to, please write down the hourly cluster. And you can write down, this is for entries and detail, or for detail and entries, whichever way you want to put it. Whichever way. But Ash, so many hour candles, which one do I use, guys? You can use any, but I'm going to try and give you the reason why you can use any of these ones as I'm going to use the word confirmation loosely. You guys know how I feel about the word confirmation in trading. Confirmation sounds like an absolute result. Am I right there? It's like if it's confirmed, I'm going in, it's confirmed, I'm going to make money. And we all know that's not the truth. Are we together? Because nothing in life is confirmed. Anything can happen. So the second one is the hourly cluster. This is for detail and for entries. Detail and entries. All right. Laik says there, now I need to stay away from those words. It's a very dirty word. Evan says lower TM leads to time frame leads to higher time frames. Yes, Evan. Guys, I think let's give Evan a round of applause for that, because that is absolutely true. All right. When you look at the lower time frames, you need a minute to make 2 minutes, 2 minutes to make 3, 3 to make 4, 4 to make 5. Does it make sense? You need all these minutes here to finish so we can start to move into the hours. Once the hours are done, it moves into days. When the days are done, it moves into the weeks. When the weeks are done, it moves into the months. And guess what? The months now tell us what's happened in history. Is everybody with me here, guys? Everybody with me here, guys? So a minute frame is not a confirmation time frame. It cannot be. It cannot be a confirmation. Does that make sense? Because a minute is over now. All right? Over now. So that's the first and the second cluster. A third cluster and last cluster here that we're dealing. Then we're going to analyze here. All right? Third cluster, the minute. cluster. Please write that down. Write that down for me, guys. Minute cluster. Ah, yeah, wrong one there. Sorry. There we go. Please write this, guys. Minute. All right. And this is also for what? Entry. Please write down price patterns. You can spot price patterns very well on the minute frames. 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 10 minutes, etc. Are we together? You can see price patterns very well, which gives you the indication once these patterns are forming. Are we together? We can then look at how to possibly enter in the hours. Yes, you can enter on the minutes, but your risk will always be higher. Is everybody clear? Your risk will always be higher when you are taking a trade on a minute frame. Your risk will always be higher if you're taking a risk on an hour frame. Are we together, guys? Because the daily, the weekly, and the monthly are the cluster, or is the cluster that you want to trade once it's broken above a specific resistance or beneath a specific support. Is everybody clear with that, guys? All right, I'm going to give you guys another 15 seconds there before we continue. Another 15 seconds before we continue, because I'm going to go into some detail now. All right? And it's going to help everybody. And it doesn't matter what you are trading. It doesn't matter. The only difference between what you are trading is that if you're trading indices versus Forex, the volatility is going to be more. Does it make sense, everybody? But I'm going to give you some tips here that's going to help you analyze any security, whether it's commodities, whether it's Forex, whether it's stocks, whether it's indices. All right, so here we go. The guys are ready. The first thing to do, guys, all right, now that we've identified the clusters, all right, yes, please, can you just type them there in the chat box? That's spot on, and then I will then answer. All right. Usanda says, do we wait for the breakout to happen on smaller time frame to open a trade on a higher time frame? No. You see, it's again, depending on your schedule. There's guys that can sit in front of the laptop and open trades on shorter time frames because they can watch it. But there's guys that are going to trade the momentum time frame that will only open up trades on the momentum cluster. But I'm going to show it to you now. All right, I'm going to show it to you now. All right, so watch. The first thing I have to show you is we must learn to identify the pivot points. So you can write that down, guys. Write this down, because now we're going into technical analysis. I'm using the Nasdaq as an example, and I want you to go and practice, and I want you to go and see it for yourself. Guys, I say to all of our clients in the trade all the time, even when I'm supporting them offline, all right, is that, guys, it's so important for you to know is that what really qualifies a great trader is the analysis. Anyone can show profits by taking a quick position, making 10,000 and saying, wow, I am profitable. Does it make sense? And show that to people and say, guess what? I made money. But how you track, how consistent and competent you are is through your analysis. So it's all about competencies. Is everybody clear? Redmi is asking, so Ash, is important to know? Yes, it's important to know candlestick patterns. Yes. So remember, guys, I'm going to just say that again one more time. Many people can show you this and say, I've made money. Nothing wrong with that. That's their style. But if you really look at it, it's about your analysis. How clean is it? Is it a quality setup? Does the technicalities make sense? Is it correlating with the other securities that you're trading against? Is everybody clear? That's the kind of, is there confluence? Yes. So you got to get into the art of this thing, right? You got to get into the art of this thing. All right. You want to be competent in this thing. All right. So watch this now. I'm going to take this off. We on a clean chart here, Nasdaq. Clean chart, Nasdaq. All right. The first thing we need to do is find the pivot points. So you can do that in different ways. You can use horizontal levels. You can use vertical lines, etc. Guys, I like to use rectangles here as a general rule, just for myself, just to notice what the momentum is telling me. Now, based on the history of this chart here, guys, you can see that this has been an upward trend. Can everybody see that, guys? You can see it's an upward trend. Now, the pivot points is defined in simple form where price reacted in a fundamental way. So this here is a pivot point. Is everybody with me? That's a pivot point. Price, when it hit that resistance, look what it did. Price came down. Shira, remember in the trading room, I asked if it's clear. You said, Ash, I need to go over this some more so I can better understand it. Correct? Laik, the same on your side, isn't it so? So this is one of those sessions here where clarity is coming. Clarity. So clarity comes through repetition. All right? Clarity comes through repetition. It doesn't come one session, that's it. So you got to joining in the trading room as well, because I deal with more of this. All right? So there's the first pivot point here. Let's go to the second pivot point that I can find. Look at this right there. What happened there, guys? Price came, hit that resistance, retracement, and then pushed up. Can you guys see that? That's another pivot point. Is everybody clear so far with these two pivot points? Right? There's a third pivot point. This one here. Ash, why is that third one important? That's the midway mark to these two over here. All right? That was the midway mark. After this accumulation phase here, price pushed up. Remember the phases: under, accumulation, breakout, movement. Don't forget the phases. Chuck, Zin, movement, breakout, accumulation. This was accumulation. Ash, how do you know? Look at the weekly. Look there. Look at this. If you go back, look at the accumulation period there. Are we together? Broke out, retraced, and then pushed back up again. Can you guys see that? Accumulation. Yeah, we're not going to do the Cobra tonight. Don't worry. Maybe the next session. We'll do the Cobra in the next session. All right. So Phineas, remember, all I want to do right now, there's many technical indicators that you can use. All right. There's so many of them. All right. What I'm pointing out to you now is looking at price action. Are we together? Whether you are using inside bars, whether you're using support and resistance, trend lines, Fibonacci, irrespective, different guys are coming with different tools. All right, don't worry, Evan. That's a story for another day. The guys in the trading room, these guys, they always on my case. They're always on my case. But just join the trading room. We'll show you. All right. So Phineas, again, there's so many technical indicators, and the guys are creating strategies based on them. So I cannot tell you what is the best one to use, because technical indicators are used for different reasons. Are you with me there, guys? RSI is an oscillator. Moving average is a trend indicator. Is everybody clear? The stochastic is an oscillator. So if someone asks me, what is the best indicator? I don't believe in the best. It's like, and I'm going to, guys, I have to bring this back to that example that I've used before. I said that a spade can be used for what? Digging a hole, closing a hole, and I've seen some guys chop wood with a spade. I've seen it. They didn't have an axe and they used a spade. So the tool can be used for different reasons. For Brian Vors, there we go. Is everybody clear? So I'm not going to say that there is a best indicator. You got to use the tool for what it is made for. All right. So here's an example. Here's a simple example. All right. You can go to the MQL5 website. There's indicators that you can go and download there for free, and you can actually put it on. So here is one that I actually went and found. It's called a trading the trend indicator. So let me just give you an example here. All right. Just to answer that in more detail, trading the trend. And I showed the guys this in the trading room as well. Now the blue means it's bullish. All right, let me just do this so you can see the difference in color. The blue is bullish, and this cream beige kind of a color is bears. Are we together? Sellers. Are we together? So whenever you see the blue, it means that there's a trend moving up. That's what the indicator is showing. Now, you don't just trade based on that. You've got to mix this with other factors. When you are trading the Nasdaq, when you're trading the S&P, doesn't matter. Are we together? So each tool is going to have its own thing. All right. Is everybody with me here, guys? All right. Redme says the Earn Forex have nice indicators. Guys, there is something that you can actually go and check out there. All right. That's what I love about these sessions. There's guys that share. All right. So there's an example. You're using it to tell you what's happening with price now. It still seems to be trending down. Is everybody clear? Overall now, overall. Is everybody clear there? It's trending overall. It's down here in terms of the retracement. Is everybody clear with this? I want to get back to the pivot points, guys. I want to get back to the pivot points. All right? Because that is something you don't need an indicator for. So here's the pivot points, guys. The first one is on top, second, and then the third. Now, what's going to be key for you here is that you cannot trade this one from there to there. Who can tell me why you can't trade it from there to there? Why can you not trade it from there to there? You got to give me some more responses here, guys. You know why? Because I want to get to a possible trade here. All right. I want to get to that possible trade. You cannot trade it from there to there, because if you trade from year to year, that's 4,003 points, guys. Look at that. 4,052 pips points. Can you guys see that? You're going to wait forever. This took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months. You're not going to wait 7 months unless you're trading only the momentum time frames. We are trading on a shorter time frame. So we got to make this relevant. All right. Is everybody clear? We got to make this relevant to who? To us that's trading it with smaller amounts of pips. All right. Now watch now. I'm going to drop down. Remember where we are. We are below the first pivot there. We are in the center of that specific pivot there. We are in between this one at the bottom. So as I drop to my weekly, watch what happens. As I drop to my weekly, I want you to see what is happening on the left-hand side, and I want you to see what is happening on the right-hand side. All right. You have price that is trending up. Can you guys see this? But now look at the pivot point. I'm going to take a horizontal level, and I'm going to put a resistance there at the pivot point. Let me just make this another color. Can you guys see the red there? Can you guys see the red? I'm saying Shara can't see it. All right. Can you guys see the yellow? Can you see that? Can the guys not see it? Chuck can see it. Okay, so the guys can see the yellow. All right. So I want you to just notice this, guys. Look at this. This pivot point here at 12900. Look at this. 12900. Look what happened there. When price broke out of that area, there was a retracement and price pushed back up. Can you guys see that? Broke out, retracement, and went up. So which means this is a resistance. Now look at the right-hand side. It tested that same resistance. Tested the same resistance. We're not going to trade yet. We're not going to trade yet. We are trying to identify where price is now. That's what we are trying to do. All right. So now we've seen a resistance, but we're still not going to long it. Why did we not long it? Because, guys, there was a rejection there. It came down and price has not gone up there again. So from where price is now to there is 532 pips. What did I say about the average movement of the NAS? Who was listening to that? Guys, between 350 and 380 pips per day. Per day, average. With 500 pips, it can go with fundamentals. That's no problem for the Nazi. Are we together? So which means if you're going to long this now, you're going to wait 500 pips. But what's also important, do you guys remember what I just said to you? It's below this pivot here. So what does it tell you about price? We are still trending down. We are still trending down here. Is everybody clear? It's below this resistance or the pivot at this resistance point, and we're still trending down. So what is the dominant movement here? What is the dominant movement? And let's take into consideration the dollar is still strong. The dollar is still strong, guys. It's just retraced. All right. The dominant movement is down. Yes. Now watch this. Let's go to gold. Let's go to gold. Let's go and see what gold is doing, because gold will tell us about the strength of the dollar as well. Look at that. Look at gold. So gold is also trending down. It's hit that specific support. And you're going to see now the Nazi looks exactly the same. You're going to see it now. All right. Now watch. Gold is coming down. Dollar is still strong. Are we together? It is anticipation of the interest rates. So gold is down. Stocks is following. I'm talking about the Nasdaq now. All right. Watch now. I'm going to my daily. because this is relevant to us. This is where it gets interesting now. This is where it gets interesting. We've established now that the Nasdaq correlates with currencies and with commodities. We've established that it trades between 350, 380 pips per day, all right, excluding of fundamentals. It's very volatile. You cannot trade the Nasdaq with 1,000 Rand and put big positions. You cannot. We've established those things now, all right? Now it gets interesting because now the hourly cluster is going to come into play. The hours now, all right? So watch very carefully. Remember the pivot points that we spoke about. Can you see how it's trended down? Where is price? Is price beneath that area? You can clearly see it. Look at this. There's a channel. Yes, Alina, there is a channel. Absolutely agree with you. There's a channel. And you can make the channel even clearer. You can do this. Because remember, you're trying to get contributing factors, all right, for your specific trade. So look at this. There is a channel happening. Can you guys see it? There's definitely a channel. Hold on for me. Let's do this. And this channel actually extends, guys, even further. If I can do it like this, look at that. To that. Can you guys see how it extended already? If I zoom in now, watch. Look at that. So you can clearly see the dominant movement here is down. So what position are we looking for here? What position are we looking for here? Guys, talk to me. I want to see if you guys are with me. What are we looking? What position are we looking for? We're looking for a short, isn't it so? All right. So let's go see if we have a short. Let's go see if there's a short. All right. Are you ready? Are you guys ready? Because I am ready. I am ready. There's our daily. We're going to look at where prices come from. This is definitely a pivot point, but I'm going to bring it down even a little bit more. Watch. A little bit more. Look at this. There. Can you guys see that zone there? Look at that area there. Look how price responded at the opening. Can you guys see this? This is a period separator. So what you want to do with the period separator is look at the opening and the closings after every period. Is everybody clear with this, guys? Because that tells you a lot about how price reacts. All right. Everybody clear? Alina, we're looking for shorts here. All right. We're looking for shorts here. All right. Shorts. Yeah, shorts as in blue shorts. All right. So that's our first resistance. And I want you to see how it actually pans out. If I move to my left, look at this. To my left. Look how it pans out here. Can you guys see this? Look at this. Right there. We found our resistance. Is everybody clear on how I found that resistance at that period separated there? Shira? So the first pivot point we found was overall momentum. We wanted to see what is happening. Is the trend down or what is happening? We established the dominant movement is down for now. All right. So there's the resistance. Now watch very carefully. We're looking for a short now. So we got to find another pivot point. Where's the next pivot point on the daily frame? It's right here. Why? Because after price hit that area there, price went up to that zone. Is everybody clear there? Can you see that? That's a pivot point. Price hit that area, went up. So that's where price turned. So what do we do? Look at this. Now we put a support area there. Now, guys, please note what I'm doing, and I hope you're going to see this. I am not trying to put my support all the way at the bottom here because those are wicks. Price can do this. Like you guys have seen me say this many times. What can price do here? What can price do there if you put your price can come like this and then boom, go up. And it doesn't reach that area. Does it make sense? So what are you trying to do? You're trying to get it to the nearest area that will make sense right there. Now, what are we looking for? Between 350 and 380 pips, right? Now, from there, look at this. From there to there. Can you guys see this? That's 1,081. Is that not cool? So now we know we have a valid range. It's a valid range. But watch what I do now. Watch what I do now. We have to learn to find the midway marks of a resistance and a support. of a resistance and a support. All right. I'm going to break this down in this way. Can you guys see this zone here, this area? I'm going to put on my line chart. This, we're not going to TP there. Under, we're not going to TP here. That's 12,674. That's 11,588. There's no ways we're going to hit 1,000 pips. Does it make sense? Are we together? So we need to find an area that's closer to where price is, and that's there. So this is inside this range here. Is everybody clear? Now, if I put on my candles, can you guys see this is what we want to trade? From there to there is 228 pips. I've just broken down a range from the overall momentum to making it relevant for you to trade now. Is everybody clear with this, guys? 15 seconds, Lahi. 15 seconds. I'm giving the guys 15 seconds. So 228 is more realistic than 1,000. 228 is more realistic than 1,000. All right? But we're going to break it down even further because we're on the daily now. So we got to break it down even further to get an hour, a possible hour entry or minute entry. Are you guys ready for this? Remember, I haven't used any indicators. No indicators here. Price action, you can still go put on your indicators. Is everybody with me here? All right, I'll repeat that last part there. I'll repeat it. All right, we are not going to trade from there to there. We're not going to trade from there to there. Are we together? Because if we're going to trade from there to there, that's 776 pips. It's too far away. That's a couple of days. It's not for us right now. We can wait for it to break and then we scalp it down, trade it down, swing it down, but not right now. We got to find a more relevant space. So we're taking that out and we're looking at the next area or where it broke out. So what you're simply trading here, you're trading a possible what? Breakout and retest to that breakout area there. Is everybody with me? Broke out, coming back to the zone over here. How did I find it? Line chart, find my high right there. All right, it matches up here because after this area, you can see it's broken up. You can see come down here. Look at this. It has come back down to our zone where we want to TP. Our TP is here. That is 228 pips away. But watch, I'm going to make it even more detailed now. We're on the daily. We can use or find the midway mark between 12,674, 12,134 by calculating the pips. All right, or you can use a Fibonacci. Are we together? The Fibonacci has a 50% level there. Is everybody clear? A 50% level. So you take your fib and you're using it now to find the midway mark between what? This area and this area here. Is everybody clear? Is everybody clear? We're using the fib. So there we go, stretching to there. Can you see that? Now I'm putting, there's my 50. Look at my 50 there. I'm using a perforated line there to show you the midway mark. Guys, I did this in 2019 with the guys with the SMC course. When I was teaching Forex, I showed them the midway marks, midway points already. We're coming on for some time. Yeah. Are we together? But now we're just using this kind of tool now to give us some more information. All right. So look at that. We are now 50% beneath. Can you guys see that? From that resistance, we have trended, not the daily. The daily hasn't closed beneath there yet. But guess what? If you go to 12, we're now in this cluster. 8 is down there. What does it tell you? That is a like confirmation for some people. That's a confirmation for some people. Are we together? Now I can tell you this confidently. If the 8 hours close there, the 4 hours close there. Look at that. Is everybody with me here? So where are we essentially taking this to? You want to take it to that area over there. Now, what is 200 pips for the Nasdaq? Who can tell me? Yeah. What is 200 pips for the Nasdaq? Nothing. So let's put more meat. Does everybody see the vision here in terms of the short here, everyone? Is everybody 100% with me on what I just showed them here, guys? Remember, guys, in the trading room, we do more examples of this, guys. We don't have enough time tonight for this hour session. But guys, in the trading room, I am dealing with this on a daily basis, all right? We're trying to use this as an art form, or at least see it as an art and become very accurate. So let's go and put on a few things. And look at this trend line. Let me ask the question. Was the trend line broken here, guys? Was the trend line broken here? Broken once there. Can you guys see that? Was broken. Is everybody clear? I think I dipped a little bit there. Evan says, I'll say yes. Guys, I think I dipped. I'll give it just a couple of seconds. All right. I think I dipped. All right. Let me make sure. Guys, I'm pausing. I'm not going to go ahead now. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait to make sure that everybody's with me here. So just let me know. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Because I think I dipped there for a split second or so. All right. I want to make sure everybody's with. Renil, are you with me? So is the reaction, accumulation, reversal, of both? It can be any. All right, Chuck? Are we together? A pivot point can react in accumulation. It can react at that resistance, which turns it from a bullish, now reverses to become bearish. All right. It can react either way. All right. So everybody's with me. Beautiful. 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 Thank you very much. So we have now established the daily momentum candle has not closed beneath 12402. Now, guess what? Here it comes in. Under Shira, Laik, Scotty, Chuck, Enrico, William, Latabo. I'm going to make what I said in the beginning relevant now. There are traders that are not going to take this risk now. You know why? Because they want the daily to close beneath 12402. Then they get into the short. Is everybody clear? They're not going to get in now. To them, it's too risky. For them, they feel it's 6:59 at 11 p.m. This thing can reverse and go up. They want to see the daily candle momentum close beneath there, because to them, that's a confirmation I'm going down to 12,134. Does it make sense? But then there's other traders now that say, no. You see, whilst you're waiting for daily to close 4 hours away, I'm going in now. I'm going in now. I have enough confirmation. I have an 8 hour that closed beneath there. Are we together? I have a 6 hour that closed there. I have a 4 hour that closed there. I have a 3 hour. I have a 2 hour. I have a 1 hour. Basically, the entire hourly cluster has closed beneath that area. I'm going for the short. Does that make sense, everybody? Is everybody with me there? The more candles that close beneath an area, the more secure the entry. The more candles that close beneath an area, the more secure the entry. Why? Because, guys, the amount of money that is traded in a minute is not as much that is traded in a day. If you count the volumes being traded in a day versus a minute, the balance is obscure. So the guys that are trading on the hours, they want as many hour time frame candles to close beneath where? 12,402 for them to enter. This is a solid entry for some of the guys. In fact, let me ask the question. Who wants to get in right now? Because this is a solid one for you. Right now. Let me ask the question so you can see for yourself. We'll do risk and reward now. We'll do risk and reward now, because I want to prove to you that there are some guys that are going to enter now, because most of the hourly clusters has already closed beneath. What more do you want? A trend line has been broken. A retest has happened and we're beneath there again. Now look at all the responses coming through. All right, Samuel is already in. Yeah, but never do. Let's go. All right, so let's do the risk and reward. Let's just see what this kind of a trade is going to do. But guys, I then want to share something with you in conclusion that's going to be so important. All right, that's going to help you change your entire perspective about how you are approaching the charts. Are you ready for that? All right. Short. We want to go down to 12134.7. Everybody with me here, guys? 12134.7. It's 227 pips away. Now your stop loss minimum 1 to 2. Minimum 1 to 2. All right. Now this is a 124. This is roughly here 1 to 2. You can round that off to 1.89. All right. So you stand to make 381 Rand. Look at this, guys. 381. And you stand to lose 203 on a 0.01 trade. Now, this for some guys is enough. Look at this. Let's put some more meat to this now. Trend line has been broken here. I'm going to use another technical indicator, Phineas. I'm going to use a Fibonacci fan here. Fibonacci fan is very good for looking at trend lines. All right, very good at looking at trend lines. To see if a trend was broken. Look at this. More than 50% of this movement is contributing to the sellers. Can you guys see that? The same thing we did with the Fibonacci retracement, 38, 50, 61. We're just using this as a trend line. Is everybody clear here? Ando, are you clear here? The Fibonacci fan, you're just using it as a trend line to see how far did the sellers take this momentum. It went past the 50 mark. Is everybody clear there? Now watch here. Watch very carefully. I'm going to show you something else now. There's another pivot point that I need you to really look at. All right. There's another pivot. I'm going to take off this. I'm going to take this off. Take off the calculator for now. If you want to do some more risk and reward, I'll do it for you. All right. But for now, if you go to the daily, remember, channel is down. We're only trading it to 12,134 to give you more perspective. Look at this overall movement. The only thing we are trading is from there to there. Just to give you perspective, we went from an overall momentum to that small little area there. That is analyzing. Does that make sense, everybody? Zim, that is analysis. Is everybody clear? Is everybody clear? To give you perspective, breaking it down. We want to break it down. We want to break it down. It's not enough just to say buy here, sell here, etc. You want to break it down. All right. So now we know that in this entire momentum, we are only looking to get about 200 pips there. All right. You can see the trend line was broken. All right, everybody. What's also important here, watch very carefully. Can you guys see this zone here? There. This was the pivot point on the hour frame. Price has moved from there up. And you can see after that, we've came down. All right. Now, what's very important about this, I like to put a zone there so you can see what's happening. You can clearly see after that pivot point moved up, it's now broken and it is through that area there. Almost like a toll gate. Are we together? Are we together, guys? It pushed through to where? Beneath 50%. And now we move down to 12134. The only barrier at this specific moment in time is that support. Can you guys see that? Now there's other guys that are going to take profit from there to there. They're not going to take it all the way because it's going to differ from person to person. Is everybody clear with that, guys? I'm almost done here. I'm almost done. I just want to do this so you can see the perspective that I'm giving you. This can be a take profit one, where some guys that are more conservative, they say, Ash, you know what? I think we are only going to go till there, then we're going to reverse. That's not a problem. It's not a problem. That can be a TP2 there for some of the guys that feel we're going to go back to that area. You see that? Is everybody clear there? All right. I see Rulani. Yes. Technical support on our live chat. They will assist you there. All right, Rulani. So there's TP1, TP2. But guys, I want to conclude with this. All right. I want to, guys, I have to conclude with this. All right. And I want you to write this down. Mzim, Anda, Phineas, I want you to write this down. There's a lot of guys that focus a lot on the entries, but they don't focus on the exits. They want to get the perfect entry. Is everybody with me here? But not the exit. And I'm not saying, there's a perfect exit, but they don't focus on exits. They focus too much on entries. So what puts money in your bag is the exit. Is everybody clear with that? What puts money in your balance is the exit. It's not the entry is easy. If we go now, let's go and do the risk and reward. Let's go back. For some of the guys that didn't get in here, guys, we're looking at the short here. We haven't used any other indicators. You are more than welcome to go and look for an indicator. Remember, guys, this session is not subject to you have to use this, you have to use that. It's me breaking down market structure, behavior, movement, and you then have to go and see your approach, all right? Renir says blue already. All right, Renir says blue already. So a short, guys, let's take it to 1.22 or 222, 3.7. 1.2. Come on, my good friend. Sorry, guys, this it's just hanging a little bit here. Did it come through? Did you guys see it there? 2, 1. There we go. All right, that's what I want to see. So if we move it up, it's 132 pips. Can you guys see this? 202 pips. Sorry, 202 Rand. But this is a very, 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 very tight stop loss here. So we want to take it down. Everybody with me here, guys? We want to take it down to the zone here. So we're not going to use TP1, we use TP2. This is a much better stop loss over there. If you go in right now, you're entering on the retracement here at the top of that high there. Can you guys see that? It's broken trend line. We are down and we have closed beneath the pivot point, but I'm talking to the cluster guys in the hourly frames now, not the daily guys. Is everybody clear? This is the guys that are trading hour frames. So your risk is automatically higher than the guys that are trading the momentum cluster. Is everybody clear then? Is everybody clear with that, guys? I'm going to pause for 15 seconds to make sure everybody is with me. And then I'm going to conclude the session and show you something here. All right. Who went in on this trade here? Anyone that went in on this trade? Ashley, Evan, there we go. Renir is in. All right. All right. We're going to give it some time. Alina went in. Remember, guys, we are doing this. We have put this in terms of an anticipation with a stronger dollar. Phineas will enter later. Exactly. Look at that. So everybody is going to have a different place. That is very important. All right. So I want to show you something here. All right. I want you to look at this same concept applied. Anda, I'm going to close up with this. The same concept applied here. Looking at pivot points. Here's an AUD Swiss franc pair. All right. AUD Swiss franc. I'm looking for a long to 0.68703. All right. Now, can you guys see this? This is the areas where price actually came down, bounced off the zone here, came up to the zone, which was a pivot point, broke out, retraced, came back up. Can you guys see that? Can you guys see that? So I'm looking for a long to 0.68703. All right. Patrick, period separator is control Y. Control Y. All right. So I'm looking for a long here, right? You can see this thing here, guys. But I'm going to show you an exit here, an exit, an exit. The exit 0.68703 is a TP, right? But I want to teach you something here real quick, and then we're going to go. When you put a stop loss in, let's say your stop loss is here. Can you see this? Under stop loss is there. This is your stop loss, 66097. So you enter the trade now. Actually, let's do this. Guys, just send me an email there. All right, just send me an email. I'll pass it on to the relevant parties. All right. Hold on a second. Let me just get you my email. All right, now watch this here. Watch very carefully. I'm going to do risk and reward. Looking for a long here. Same concept that I showed with the Nasdaq. Same concept, guys. Nothing different. All right, just looked at price action. Indicators, you can use them. All right, long 153 pips there. So if we have a stop loss, if we put the stop loss in, let's say the stop loss is here. 0.66311. Can you guys see this? 0.66311. I want to show you something about an entry that a lot of guys will not necessarily mention, because if you have the time, it's better for you to monitor. All right. Now watch here. If I long this, all right, and price stays above 0.66535, I'm going to stay in this trade until it hits that specific TP. Now, Ash, why would you stay in that trade? Let me tell you why I will not exit. I will not even exit, all right, even if it's close to my TP. I'm going to be very careful here. Can you see these highs here? Can you see this? These highs here. Zim, can you see that? These highs tells me, all right, that if price closes beneath 66535, there's more bearish momentum coming. Why? It's happened here before. Can you guys see that? So it's a rejection zone. So if a daily candle closes beneath here, and let's say it closes like this, let's just say it closes like this. Just as an example, sometimes your TP will be lower, but let's say price comes down like this and closes like that, and it does not hit your TP, you can exit already. Close the trade because the momentum time frame has closed beneath 66535. So if you leave it in for longer, guess what? You stand to make a little bit more losses if it hits your TP. Does that make sense, you guys? Sometimes the TP will be down here. Can you guys see this? So I'm trying to cut my losses as quick as possible. Scott, are you with me there? Sorry, Alina, Andres. Let's say your TP is there. All right, let's say your TP is here. This is about exits now. This is about exits. And let's say price, let me just make this red. Price comes down and closes like this. This is already a moment for you to exit there so that you don't lose more money. Why? Because now you've entered a seller zone. Can you guys see what I'm actually talking about? You don't need to stay in there. Does that make sense? That's the exit. So now that you've exited, guess what? It's just another opportunity for you to wait for this. Now you wait because now you were in prematurely. So price comes down, you exit. Price comes down again. Hit your stop loss, which didn't hit because you were out already, right? And then guess what happens after that? Price starts to jump up again. And when price closes above the previous area there, that becomes your next entry. Is everybody clear with what I just mentioned there? The same area that it broke down from becomes the next entry. But we're talking about a daily frame here. That is the momentum time frame that you're going to need to close. Not an hour, not a 4 hour. You need the momentum to go back where? Look at this. You need the momentum to stop and the momentum to pick up again. That's why I'm calling it a momentum cluster. You're trying to follow the momentum. So if the momentum time frame daily closed here, it's telling you you are in the wrong direction. Does that make sense? If it closes beneath here, you are in the wrong direction. So why stay in if you're in the wrong direction? Does it make sense? Is everybody clear with that, guys? Let me make sure everybody's 100 with me before we close off here this evening, guys. Is everybody clear here, guys? Here's another one that I done. This was my zone, 1.64. Rainier, 1.64750. If a daily closed above there, I would have exited the trade. It rejected and came all the way down. No daily closed above there. I did not get, I actually didn't get out there. So it rejected, came all the way down. Still looking for a short to 1.6184. Can you guys see that? Guys, more of this in the trading room. More of this in the trading room, guys. We deal with this on a daily basis. Is everybody clear, guys? We deal with this on a daily basis in the trading room. Don't forget, twice a day, 9:30 a.m. All right, that's the morning. And then we have a 4 p.m. recap session as well. Is everybody clear? Did you guys learn something from this, guys? Lang says, it's all right, don't worry. It's your first time, you will get there. You just got to be consistent. All right, so guys, I hope you guys learned. I hope you guys had value. Absolutely, the more repetition, the more it will sink in. All right, so guys, remember, trading room goes on as per normal. It was fantastic seeing the guys here that I have not seen for the first time. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You guys were wonderful, man. A lot of appreciation. And there's a lot of respect in here. And that's what makes it go a far or a distance. All right. Yes, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Absolutely. Veronica says, I didn't understand it, Baba. Don't worry. Just keep on attending. That's the point. All right. I want you to come. I want you to come to the trading room. I want you to come and see. I want you to get informed. All right. At the end of the day, it's about competency. All right. So I'll see you guys. Thank you very much. Have a fantastic evening. And then lastly, Khotso, that will be discussed. You guys will be notified. All right. My email address there. Hold on. I'm gonna give it to you. You're welcome, guys. You're welcome. You guys were wonderful, man. There's my email address. Please, guys, email me any questions, any trading support. Just email me, and I will then forward it to the relevant departments. All right. There we go. You got it there, Lindiwe? All right. See you guys. Ciao, ciao, everybody. Bye-bye.